Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Very Biased Opinions.
And welcome to Euro 2020. We are going to look at every team group by group and give our predictions for the first round of fixtures. And now, without further filling the sausage or gilding the lily, it's time to start with Group B.
Fill in the sausage, I tell you. Bloody ruin this video ever. Yes, we have already done Group A, and if you missed that video, how dare you, but you can catch up on it, and we recommend that you do in the top corner right there. But Group B, and as I stated at the start of the last video, Euro 2020 is a tournament that's been held all across Europe, even parts that aren't in Europe, and it is being... with multiple hosts and multiple host nations, and this group throws up two host nations, which is rather a strange one. But we're going to start with the big hitters in this group, the world number ones, in fact, who are managed by the ex-Wigan manager Roberto Martinez. That is right, Thomas. We are here to talk about Belgium.
I'm confused. Hold on, stop. They're ranked world number one despite never winning a world title, European title, any sort of title, ever.
That's correct.
I'm done with this sport. It makes no sense to me.
Look, they beat Brazil in the last World Cup. That's virtually like winning a prize, isn't it?
Good point. Right. So Belgium, managed by my least favorite manager, Roberto Martinez. This is a side that look good, if not slightly old. They, like everybody else and their mother, are playing a 3-4-3. They're a quality side. It's a question as to whether they have the depth, but their starting 11 matches up with anyone. They've got Courtouis in goal. They've got the effervescent Vertonghen and Alderweireld flanking Denayer in the middle of the park. They've got Witsel, Tielemans, Meunier, Thorgen Hazard. They may even have another Hazard brother, but we don't speak about him a huge amount right now because it's not worth it. Up front, though, they are led by Lukaku. Their playmakers, De Bruyne. This side has goals written all over it, and not just because Roberto Martinez only knows how to coach attacking sides. They are going to go for the jugular in most games because literally, if you attack them, they will fall apart like a house of cards.
This is the golden generation of Belgium, right? And it's the golden generation that's been around for a long, long time. And we saw that with England, how it kind of comes and goes and you can end up winning nothing. So we are getting to kind of the last chance saloon with this golden generation. And with question marks over Hazard's fitness and question marks over De Bruyne's fitness, with him maybe being out with that orbital bone break, if you take those two guys out, you do start to see some holes. I think you can get at them at the back as well. I don't think they're very strong defensively anymore. No. But Lukaku is in the form of his life.
Yeah, Lukaku took it very personally that everything didn't work out at Man United. And he's now spending every day trying to make me hate Man United. And it's not hard to make me do that, but you're making me hate them more. So quit it. Stop it. It hurts. He's been absolutely sensational. He didn't manage to top score in the Serie A, but I think he got over 20 goals or something. He was absolutely amazing. And he's not just a flat track bully, but when he chooses to be, he is a flat track bully. And some of the sides in this group are going to have a problem with him. And we'll start talking about a side that have a problem with him when we mention Russia.
Are we finished with Belgium for now? Do we have anything else to say? I mean, we're going forward. I mean, they do have so much depth in midfield, especially for players we haven't talked about. But they are a side that genuinely could go and win this tournament. They are a great side, but there are other teams we need to talk about. And Thomas may have spoiled it a little bit because it was a big surprise. But the second side is host nation Russia, who will be playing their games at St. Petersburg.
I cannot wait for Lukaku to play this team. I know it's not my team to talk about, but honestly, you can just see him being chased by all 11 of them, and all 11 of them jumping on his back, and him just kind of dragging them along as he dribbles the football at like 1 mile an hour. Sorry, I'll let you talk about Russia.
Well, you think so Lukaku could literally win the Golden Boot just from the group stage?
Yes.
against two of the sides in this tournament. Anyway, Stanislav Cherchesov is the boss. He was the manager who did well last time. And last time out, Russia were host nations, obviously, in 2018. And it worked out really well for them. They had a great tournament and even nearly got to the semi-finals as well. So they'll be hoping the home field advantage will be helping them out here. Some of the old guard has gone away, notably Akinfenev in goal is no longer there. They're probably going to play a 4-2-3-1 and looking to kind of do what they did in that World Cup against some of the better sides, which is to keep it tight, keep it resolute, and then just try and hit teams with be clinical when they get their chances in games as well. They're a functional side, definitely not a spectacular side, but in qualifying they were pretty good, Tom. They won every game, and the only side to beat them were the Belgians, who beat them home and away. But a pretty good qualifying tournament for the Russians. Cheryshev, Golovin, Dzyuba up front. They're going to be the main lights they look to try and get goals in this side. But I don't see a lot of great games coming from the Russians.
What about Yuri Zhirkov? I'm pretty sure that Yuri Zhirkov's still playing at left back at 107 years old, isn't it?
He is, yeah. But
Chelsea, great.
I had to leave some players for you to mention.
He's got to be a walking skeleton at this point. I'm sorry, Russia. I'm sure you guys will have a good tournament. You were very strong defensively and very organized. You've been very organized in qualifiers, and this will be a real test for this side to see if they can hang with the big boys. I'm betting no.
So you get that luxury, don't you, of having these groups where everybody kind of gets to qualify unless you're really bad. So they might be able to sneak through in one of the third places. But we feel that the top two will be between Belgium and the third side we're going to talk about, which is Denmark.
Yeah, it's time to talk about the Danes, still led by Cristian Eriksen, who on his day can be one of the best playmakers in the league, or he can be the laziest player on your team and you can feel like you wish he wasn't there. But they've got.
I feel like Eriksen's a bit like a Bale, though, isn't he? He saves his best performances for Denmark.
You also feel like he's one of those players that, as it's gotten to the end of his career, and you saw it at the end of Spurs, where he just clearly wanted a new challenge, and his newest challenge hasn't quite worked out, that he thrives on this sort of challenge, this sort of all the cameras are on me, watch me, I'm going to be great. And I think he's going to have a really good tournament, and I do think Denmark are going to come second in this group. Schmeichel in goal, I mean, he's been immense. He's been immense for a decade now. He's been so good. He was never going to be able to emulate his father, but he's done his absolute best. He's been fantastic. They've got Barcelona striker Braithwaite up front. They've got Poulson, who, if I'm not mistaken, plays for RB Leipzig.
I want to stop you there, Tom. I want to know what you think about Braithwaite. I have a feeling he's the sort of guy you don't like.
I think he's an average footballer made better by the fact he plays from the best sides on earth.
I just wanted to hear it. I don't know why. I just got the feeling that he would be the sort of player that you would have an issue with.
Yeah, I don't rate him at all. But he scores goals for a big side. He plays with good players. He must be able to do something. They've got Poulson from RB Leipzig, who's been an absolute battering ram for RB Leipzig. Every time I see him play, he's just and I don't mean he's fouling people, but he's flooring everyone. He's huge. He's great in the air. He's a real good target man, even though he'll probably play out on the right. They're managed by Kaspar Schmeichel. Yes. But he's not been in charge for long. They are, as you guessed, they're a bit like a Switzerland. They're a difficult side to beat. They don't lose many games. They have
personally, I think they're a much better side than the Switzerland. I think they're really, to me, these are the side you want to avoid in this tournament. You want, if you can get them in the groups, and Belgium will be lucky to not have to play them again, maybe till someone else knocks them out. They are a really dangerous side. They beat England recently, and I know what you say about that doesn't mean much, but they did beat England in the Nations League. I'm really, really looking forward to seeing if Jonas Wind gets to go up front. I think he could be a really promising, exciting young striker. I really want to see him play. But yeah, just I don't know. I just think they're going to be a really hard side to beat.
I think they're going to be a really hard side to beat. Also, I forgot to mention that Højbjerg has had actually a really good year for Spurs. He's one of the few players to come out of the season at Spurs looking like a good player. It looked like Mourinho had picked up this random midfielder for no reason, and he was actually really good for them. So, Denmark, the team to avoid in this group. And we finish with another Scandinavian side. Ian, I will allow you to begin talking about the side that is known as Finland.
Look, fantastic for Finland. It's the first time they've ever played at a major tournament, so wonderful for them and their fans. Markku Kanerva is the man that has done this, so expect a statue to be erected for him in Helsinki at some point. Thomas, you might want to cover your ears, because although they do play 5-3-2 at times, he does like to play a 4-4-2 as well.
No! Ouch! Get out of my tournament! Ouch!
But look, other than they've got a really good goalkeeper, Hideki plays in the Bundesliga, and he's a solid goalkeeper as well. And that is basically what the side is: a very solid, functional side that is hard to beat, which isn't really going to be enough to challenge like the better sides in this group, you would imagine. Look, they've got the two wide players that play in Lod and in Taylor, and it's all going to be about if they can supply Timo Pukki with enough service for him to get goals. You know he is a good goal scorer, and he could be dangerous at this level. Don't make me talk about Norwich in the Championship here. You're in the naughty. You're on the naughty step for that one still. But realistically, it's going to be a lot of a case of they're going to be happy to be there, and I don't really expect too much from this Finland side in terms of like challenging for qualification.
No, I expect nothing from them, and the less said about it, the better.
Look, when it gets to lesser sides, I think I'll do a lot of the talking, because otherwise you're just going to be in your usual Man United. They're shit.
No, it's not that, but Finland is the first side we've had that is a whipping boy of a side. Like, I could talk about Russia a little bit. Finland, congratulations for being here. It's going to be great. And if you prove me wrong, I expect a shed load of abuse down below in the comments section. I expect vitriol, anger, and we both know that I will continue to not back them no matter how well they play, because I will die on any mountain I choose to, and this is one of them.
We have reached the prediction stage, Thomas, and as you know, we are doing the predictions for the first round, but it isn't just ordinary predictions when we do a major tournament. What is it, Thomas?
It is the war chart.
That is right. So the first game we need to predict right here is going to be played on June the 12th. It is Denmark versus Finland, and after what you've just said about the Finns, I'm expecting you to back them to win 4-0.
If you rotate that the other way around and take one away, you got that. It's 3-0 to the Danes.
If you take your score and remove one in the Denmark column, that is what I'm going to say. I'm going to think it's going to be 2-0 to Denmark.
There. Good to see we're on the same page on that. And Ian, I will let you bat away for Belgium versus Russia.
Well, I better go high, because you're going to go high, I imagine. So I can see Lukaku getting goals here. I can see Belgium. The Belgians usually start quite well. They started the last tournament really well in an easy group as well. So I think this will be a 5-0 Belgian win.
I am not as confident as you on that, Ian. I'm going 4-1. I think that Belgium will take the lead and then instantly be pegged back by a counterattack and look shocked for about 10 minutes. And then Lukaku, like I said, will put literally all the opposition players on his back and then just go for a run. Thank you very much, all of you watching. All that's left for me to do is to thank our Patreon subscribers. Thank you to all of you that supported us. Thank you, PJ Simpson, Matthew Bowden, and Robert Allen. Thank you to all our other Patreon followers. Please check the details below. We have a special Euro 2020 support offer. If you could sign up for that, we'd really appreciate it. Please tell us what you think in the comments. Smash the like button, hit subscribe, and we will see you for Group Set.